From the house that Penske built, the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series is all set to go road racing in the Hoosier State. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Independence Racing Network. We're here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but the track is in road course configuration this evening as Mike Wright looks to continue his MNN dominance here at the Brickyard. I'm Dave Regal, and I'll be with you every step of the way, from the green flag to the checkered flag on the Independence Racing Network. And folks, glad to have you in with us tonight, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. We are live from the Conshohocken, Pennsylvania studios of the Independence Racing Network. I am Dave Regal, your ever faithful broadcaster here, running the ones and twos and everything in between. And as I had just mentioned, we are road racing this evening, and, you know, that does add an interesting dynamic to what happens out on track as drivers getting ready to go out and qualify. Looks like our points leader, Mike Wright, going out to lay his first qualifying lap. We'll have a chance to talk to him after his qualifying effort, but right now just getting warmed up as he shoots down the front stretch and gets ready to go through the S's here on his way toward that hairpin. Also a look here at Bob Nestor in the number 29 Toyota Supra, sponsored by Relative Properties. And I'll tell you what, Bob right now running in that third position on the season point standings. You know, usually when you look at a commissioner of a league, you know, they might be somewhere there in the top 10, but Bob has this machine cranked all the way up and is running right now in third as he has 21 races under his belt. Tonight will be 22. Mike Wright leads the standings with 19 races counted, so this will be number 20 for him. So with two races that Mike Wright was not available for, he still leads the pack here in dominating fashion with now 10 wins on the season, 16 top fives, and 19 top tens. Mike has himself 978 total points with 281 bonus points. Of course, here in the MNN Xfinity Series, we do have bonus points awarded as we do have stage racing. Tonight, we're going to be going for 62 laps, 62 laps total. Stage one will end at the conclusion of lap number 20. A caution will be thrown. And then stage number 2 will end at the conclusion of lap number 40. So, you know, it's going to be a long night. Of course, we're not going to see too many cautions. In fact, we shouldn't see any except for those stage breaks. So that'll definitely keep the action moving. And speaking of action moving, Chris Claude, your Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series commissioner, out on his qualifying effort. On lap 1, he actually managed to net P6, and he's looking to improve that now as, you know, he has done a lot of work here during the off days between races and has absolutely become an improved driver as the series has moved on. Brad Gunn in the number 36 Toyota Supra out on his second lap right now. And we see Brad getting a little loose as he's trying to get just the right apex, and I don't think he took enough of that curb, so that's going to slow him down. But your points leader, Mike Wright, here in P2 behind yet another dominating driver, RP Allen. Now, RP, you'll take a note if you check out the season standings over on Sim Racer Hub. RP Allen still trying to claw his way through the standings, and, you know, to be completely honest, he's not that high as he came in just a few races ago. He's only had 5 races under his belt here in the MNN Xfinity Series. So RP Allen, although he is fast, he is reasonably new and 37th on the leaderboard. So no playoff implications there, you know, unless some type of miracle happens. And, you know, with no wins on his record so far, looks like he may be on the outside looking in at the playoffs, which will be beginning in a couple of weeks here on the Independence Racing Network. Mike Wright has completed his qualifying efforts, so we're going to dial him up and see if we can get a hold of him. Let's see if we can. Mike Wright, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, brother?
I do, Dave. How's it going?
It is going good. It seems like we always talk at the end of the race, but this tonight I'd at least like to try to talk to you at the beginning of the race. And last week another dominating performance, and you've got 10 wins under your belt on the season. How do you feel going into road racing tonight?
Usually not bad. I'm not really the lay down the fast lap in road course racing, but I do feel like I'm fairly consistent and can keep it over the run. So that's usually where I hang in there as the tires wear, and of course road courses invite mistakes for missing brake points and things like that. So um, that being said, this is the first time I've driven anything other than a sports car on an Indy Road Course, and it has taken a little bit of time to get used to the braking points and then just the lack of grip it seems like the track has. So that'll be a challenge. Even those that were running pretty fast lap times, to be able to do that consistently will be something to watch. Um, so yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. There's a few spots that if you're really racing somebody might be prone to some mistakes, but I think the main goal for me is just kind of settle in and just run by myself and pretend like nobody's out there and just make some laps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at a road course like this, especially with some of the action that we have in the MNN Xfinity Series, I mean, a lot of times it's best just kind of to buckle in and hold on for dear life, especially when, you do have a fairly long race, as we do run 100% races. I mean, 62 laps on a road course, your arms are going to be tired. I mean, I know Bob gave everybody a few extra minutes tonight for qualifying, and at least to get, speaking of Bob, there he is texting me. I know that he gave you a few extra minutes. That way you can get to the bathroom, because there's really no breaks here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have the stage breaks, but other than that, I guess if you really got to go, you got enough time under caution. You could park the car on pit road and do your thing, and then come back and just start at the back. But yeah, it's a long race, 62 laps. I guarantee you, nobody, unless they participated in one of the open races this week, I doubt anybody in this room's really run more than 15 or so laps straight. So that'll be something with the stages. Most of them, it's going to be right around 20 for every run. So if you can keep it going for 20, you should be okay.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, good luck tonight, and get ready to strap in and get that 5-point safety harness all nice and tightened up.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I got my talk on voice activation. So you want to jump in anytime, you let me know.
All right, brother. Listen, we'll see you later, and maybe we'll see you between stages if you decide to come home with one of those green and white checkered flags before the big checkered flag.
If they're going to give them out, I'll take them if they're going to give them to me.
All right, brother, man. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
That was Mike Wright, driver of the number 98 Ford Mustang. And I'll tell you what, Mike has been dominating this season so far tonight, or so far this year, folks. And, one of the things that we always talk about here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series is the amount of dedication that these drivers have, especially because they are racing at 100% length. I mean, this is not an easy feat by any stretch. And speaking of not so easy to beat right now in the standings behind Mike Wright and Bobby Blazer is the Lansdale, Pennsylvania native Bob Nestor, driver of the number 29 Relative Properties Toyota Supra. Bob Nestor, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, listen, Mr. Commissioner, I mean, you're switching gears tonight. You've gone to a road course. So what are you looking for from your drivers tonight as they get ready to turn right?
Everybody just to try and, be aware of who's around them and, try and give people room so we can have a eventless, eventless race. I guess 62 laps is a long time. We are going to give stage breaks at lap 20 and lap 40, so to give the guys a break to come in and get tires, and then we should be able to run after this 40-lap stage break. We should be able to run to the end. I mean, we have 17 incidents, and that's it. You're DQ'd, so that's very easy to rack up with this many turns. So everybody's going to have to be in control of their car and, be aware of their surroundings and stuff, so that way they, can make it to the end. That's my goal. I'm not great at road courses, so my goal is just to keep my car clean, stay on the track, and I'll start racing with 20 to go.
All right, man. Well, listen, then you go ahead. You keep that car nice and clean, and we will see you on the other side.
All right, Dave.
That was Bob Nestor, commissioner of the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. Bob puts a lot of time into these races, week in and week out as he gets things, lined up for everybody. I mean, this is not an easy job to do. Excuse me. This is not an easy job to do. That's for those of you watching, who watch the Dan Le Batard Show or listen to the Dan Le Batard Show podcast. I guess that's a fine, as I had to clear some phlegm there in the microphone, as Stu Gatz would. But organizing these leagues is not an easy task by any stretch of the term. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into them. You have to set everything just right every week. And if there's a mistake, there are some drivers who, will get up in your face. I mean, and I don't blame them because of the amount of work that they put in. So, one of the things that's always a huge deal in these races is making sure that everything is just right. And Bob puts the work in for sure every week. So before we get underway, we are going to step aside and pay some bills here, as just about everybody has put their qualifying time in. The only two drivers who have not are Aaron Mack and Clayton Davis, who have not gone out to qualify. So just as we're getting ready to get underway, we're going to step aside and pay some bills here on the Independence Racing Network. In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have: breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today, and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
And welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, the house that Roger Penske built. The captain has invested a ton of money here at the Brickyard. And, one of the interesting things here is that we know that, of course, this used to be a real brickyard. And there is a creek that runs down the backside of this racetrack. And there you can still find some of the original bricks that were, of course, made here at the Brickyard. But all that being aside, looks like our starting grid should start forming up here as 18 drivers set to take the field. And these drivers have been working all week on these setups, making sure that everything is just so. And your pole sitter tonight is R.P. Allen, who we had just talked about a few moments ago. R.P. Allen in the 03 Toyota Supra. And I'll tell you what, we're going to try to get a hold of R.P. right now and see if we can't reach out to him. And we're going to look and see if we can find R.P. Allen for the broadcast booth. R.P. Allen, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, listen, here you are sitting on top of the pole. Glad to have you up here tonight. What's going to be your strategy with these 62 laps and 3 stages ahead of you?
Well, just gotta stay on track. It's about the only way you can win at these places is just stay on track. Don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, not making any mistakes is probably a major understatement, as you guys only have a 17 incident limit tonight, and of course everybody concerned about the also popular incidents per lap. So, you think you got enough to keep it between the lines?
I sure hope so. I ran a few A-Fix this week, and I've really struggled to keep it on track. So hopefully I can put one together.
All right, man. Well, listen, you have a good time out there tonight. I see the iRacing.com Porsche safety car lights are out, so you'll be going green this time around.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I will get you back up into your Discord there with EE Motorsports, and hopefully we'll see you between one of the stage breaks if you take home that green and white checker.
Yeah, let's count on it.
RP Allen here, one of the most confident drivers and absolutely skilled. Manages week in and week out to keep it up here, and he's been getting better week after week after week. But let's go through the rest of this, as we're going to take a quick look here at the starting grid. Pole sitter is RP Allen with Mike Wright on the outside. Bennett Allen and Eugenio Alonso in row 2. Row 3 going to be Bobby Blazer and Carlos Ramos. Row 4, Dylan Ackert and Brandon Minto. Chris Claude on the number 10 Dasani Toyota Supra with Doug Argabright on the outside of row number 5. Row number 6, Zachary Vaughn and Bob Nestor. John Bawalda and Chad Sander in the number 59 Chevrolet Camaro on row number 7. Row 8, Bradley Gunn and Corey Burkett make that row up, and Aaron Mack and Clayton Davis. Clayton Davis going to be sitting shotgun on the field, finishing out row number 9 in the number 44 Blue Moon Ford Mustang. So 18 drivers to take the field tonight, and you know what, folks? This is the kind of race that you've been waiting for all season. I mean, it's something different. There are some playoff implications, as there's, a non-playoff driver sitting atop the pole. I mean, this is going to get interesting. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care how much racing you've seen. This is going to be interesting tonight, as so many of us, are used to the traditional oval, or in this case, kind of a square oval, here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sometimes change is good, and I believe that this change is going to be exciting for the MNN Xfinity Series, as RP Allen brings the field down toward pit road. Right now, it's time to settle in, call some friends, grab some popcorn. We are Green Flag Racing on the Independence Racing Network and Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. RP Allen gets a nice jump, but passed by his brother Bennett Allen in the 3 car. So the 3 and the 03, Bennett Allen now out ahead of everybody else, as things going to be a little bit different here tonight. You can see this this snake of cars moving through the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Bennett Allen here now has regained the lead from his brother, RP Allen has regained the lead from Bennett Allen, as Bennett has now dropped back to 6th position, I guess deciding maybe it was best off to do something a little different. Looks like these drivers are starting to get strung out single file, which is something that we're going to see more and more as the night goes on. This is definitely not the kind of racetrack that you want to be side by side duking it out. And, to be completely honest, with 62 laps to go, it's going to be a while tonight. I mean, you can see here on our MNN Xfinity Series scoring tower that, there's not a whole lot of distance between these cars right now. In fact, one of the closer races that we have right now is here between Bob Nestor and Chad Sanner. As Chad Sanner trying to hold Nestor off, we can see Sanner just leading him through turn number 1 and 2 as they get ready to go through this series of S's onto the back. And I'll tell you what, Sanner, one of these drivers that you just can't count out at any stage in any race. With 2 laps in so far, there he is hopping the curb and just overtaking Chris Claude as he is going to get on the inside of Chris Claude right now as they set up to go down here into the hairpin. And they're side by side coming through there. That's dangerous as the 38, my goodness, the 38 of Doug Argabright taking the curb as he is now side by side with Nestor. Argabright and Nestor, this is your battle for 11th and 12th. And we can see these two drivers separated by almost nothing at this stage in the race. That's Carlos Ramos working now. Whoa! Inside and now the outside of Bennett Allen as Bennett Allen trying to hold Carlos Ramos off there in the number 97. And the 97 Toyota Supra has everything dialed in as he catches a little bit of grass, as does Bennett Allen. But we see them trying to get themselves organized, and it looks like Bennett is not going to give up early as Ramos gets a great bounce off of the curb, heading down the middle of the track here, and so far so good. And you know, one of the interesting things, you can see Bennett Allen now shifting positions with Ramos almost kissing that right rear of the Bennett Allen number 3 bumper, and looks like Ramos is now backing off. He kind of gets a little sideways as he took that more at a point instead of an arc, but obviously this is going to be something that we see all night long as these drivers are trying to chase themselves in some of the toughest areas in the racetrack. Taking a look here at Corey Burkett in the number 13. Looks like he is having himself a bad night so far. And also, we'll see if we can speed this up just a little as Burkett just gets all the way off track and spins himself around. Now we even see that there's been a problem now with Nestor and Sanner elsewhere on the racetrack. And we can see Nestor right here chasing Chad Sanner. Chad Sanner, of course, in the 59, that blue and white machine. And oh my. That is something that Nestor's not going to be happy with, and neither is Chad Sanner, as Chad Sanner has to be very frustrated as he had come in here so hot and so ready and just gets it all wrong coming out through the turn. The 38 of Argabright just Arga-braked him right on through and spins him out of the way. Nestor and Chad Sanner probably going to have to be coming down pit road and getting some repair done. Looks like Burkett had himself a problem here yet again as he went from one apex into the grass, tries to get it recovered, and manages to stop parallel across the racetrack. Yeah, quick throw it in reverse and get yourself underway again. Oh, got to go in forward there. So Corey Burkett not having a good night as we look in here on Mike Wright and RP Allen, who are just so far ahead of everybody right now. And now it even looks like maybe Bob Nestor having another problem. As we see Bob getting ready to go off track, it kind of looks like he's driving a modified right now as he just can't get that car to turn. And I'm sure that's what he's screaming right now into his microphone. You know what? I shouldn't even say that. Bob is not a screamer when it comes to his car, but I know that it's frustrating for him, especially with as much time as he puts into these machines week in and week out, as we see him drive off and head back onto the racing surface. Clayton Davis now going off track. We'll take a look. Lots to watch here. You know, one of the interesting things about doing, a road course, folks, is that we aren't watching a whole lot live, as so many different things happening in so many different areas of the track. And it looks like Clayton Davis just gets it locked up, getting through the hairpin, and just shoots it off into the grass. So, unfortunately for him, that's going to cost him some time as he was crawling up here into the top 10, now with 7 laps in of 62, working our way toward lap number 20. As you know what, right now we've got a pretty good pace going as RP Allen just laid down one of his better laps of the race at a 1 minute 31.78 seconds, as he is now holding off well. The 13 is now chasing him down to not go down another lap, but unfortunately, and Burkett gets off track again. I'm not exactly sure, and I can't really see just yet, but I can't imagine he has too many more opportunities before his incident count gets too high and he winds up serving a penalty. Now we see Bob Nestor in the 29 trying to get it right again. And, right now, just holding on for dear life as, he doesn't want to go down a lap. As Bob Nestor, the last car in the lead lap, so that puts him in the crosshairs of RP Allen in the 03. Dylan Ackert right now in the 66 PremierRacingSetups.com Chevrolet Camaro, and he smokes a tire coming off the front stretch into the first turn, but he manages to recover his teammate, or I'm sorry, not his teammate, but Bobby Blazer in the number 90 Ford Mustang, now getting ready to make the pass. Looks like Blazer going to be working the rear bumper. It's not going to be left or right, as he is now trying to set up and maybe draft his way down the front stretch into turn number 1 as they cross the start-finish line on lap number 8. We see Dylan Ackert doing his best to hold it up and doesn't smoke that left rear, but there's Corey Burkett in the grass tonight. Speaking of grass, we are going to step aside and pay some bills and hear from our good friends over at Preen Lawn Care.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag, and all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen 1 delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen 1, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
9 laps of 62 complete here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Corey Burkett was the inspiration for that last commercial break for the Preen Lawn Care, and he has definitely torn up his fair share of grass, but right now tearing up the asphalt is Carlos Ramos, Bobby Blazer, and Dylan Ackard, as these 3 drivers have not given up whatsoever so far. And, you know, we can see so many of these other drivers out on track tonight, and you know, at this stage in the race, I'm not saying that they're trying to hold anything back, but I'm definitely suggesting that, you know, maybe they're trying to save a little for the end, as we can see Carlos Ramos holding off Bobby Blazer. Bobby Blazer, of course, running second in the points, but 6th right now on the racetrack, as your top 10 are R.P. Allen in the 03 Toyota Supra, followed by your points leader, Mike Wright. Bennett Allen in the 3 car is followed by Eugenio Alonso, who leads Carlos Ramos, Bobby Blazer, and Dylan Ackard here. Brandon Minto, Zachary Vaughn, and Clayton Davis round out your top 10. Clayton Davis, who had gotten it all wrong a little while ago, manages to recover after his ride through the grass and now gets everything nice and simple here. And we're going to take a look back here and see what might have happened to Brad Gunn on lap number 8. And we'll just take a look here. It looks like Brad just might have caught maybe a little grass, and we'll see. And we see Brad just absolutely cooking here. And there he is. Yep, Brad just winds up cooking that left rear. You know, like so many other drivers do. You see the smoke come out from the tire. Whoop. And he gets right out of the way. Now it looks like Brandon Minto may have had a problem. My goodness, it's definitely an active night for our replay man here in the booth. Of course, your replay man is also your play-by-play man. And we're going to take a look here at Brandon Minto and see what may have happened with him, as here he is coming down the front stretch, and it looks like he just locks those front wheels up as he tries to make the turn and just skids it over. Manages to keep the car under him as the 91 of Zachary Vaughn gets around him, and they drive off into the sunset. Now, I had mentioned in the opening here the house that Penske built. You have to remember that in 2020, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as with the IndyCar Series and other related holdings, were sold to the Penske Entertainment Corporation. So, of course, Roger Penske. In 2020, for the first time, the Indianapolis 500 was not held on or around Memorial Day. But, you know, of course, Penske had figured out better ways and times to have that race. But Roger Penske, an absolute captain of our industry here in NASCAR. And, you know, I got to be honest, there's a guy, in the words of Chris Collinsworth, now here's a guy who really cares about the history of this sport and the way that things are supposed to be done. We're going to take a look here at Zachary Vaughn as he was coming down the front stretch and had himself an accident, as one would say. Just like so many other people, it actually looks like he had blinked, and in the middle of that blink had gotten sideways, just as we had seen a few moments ago with Brad Gunn. And, you know, sometimes coming down that front stretch, you get a little throttle happy there. And, you know, to be completely honest, it's not the end of the world to get throttle happy. You know, nobody's going to be mad at you. I mean, if you're near somebody, somebody's going to be mad at you. But the only person that you have to be mad there is to be mad at yourself. But right now, hottest battle on the track is Bobby Blazer, Carlos Ramos, and Dylan Ackart, as these three drivers are in a hotly contested battle, all for 5th position, as Bobby Blazer currently holds that top 5 slot, but trying to defend it against Ramos and Ackart. Dylan Ackart getting it loose again as we are deep into this first stage here, 12 laps in, and it only took us 18 minutes to go 12 laps, and of course working our way toward lap number 20. Of course, with 62 laps to go altogether tonight, going to be a stage break at lap number 20 at the conclusion of lap number 20. So as the 10th place car crosses for what would be lap 21, the competition caution will be thrown. Then, of course, at the conclusion of lap number 40, once that 10th place car crosses to be on lap 41. Right now, as it stands, Doug Argabright, who did the Doug Arga break earlier, would be your 10th place car, getting that last precious bonus point as he gets off track just a hair, maybe a little bit too much as far as getting over that curb, and Argabright manages to get in and around these turns pretty simply. As we're going to take a look here at Bobby Blazer. And Blazer still leading this little group of Ramos and Ackert, but definitely a lot more real estate between these three cars than there were just a few short minutes ago. As we are now on lap number 13, lucky 13 of 62. Oh, Zachary Vaughn getting sideways as he was chasing down Doug Argabright for that 10th place position. And obviously Zachary Vaughn, just like everybody else, as these tires are getting older and older, just whips it around at the end of the front stretch. And maybe Zachary was getting a little excited as he was just 0.6 of a second behind Argabright at that moment. However, that getting loose opens the door to the Flying J Toyota Supra driven by Aaron Mack, that big black 31 on the side of his Toyota Supra as he goes down toward the back stretch as they cut this racetrack in half, go under the walking bridge, and enter that hairpin turn. Getting ready to take a look here at John Bawalda. Bawalda may have had himself an issue as he came over that curb and just gets it all kinds of loose. And, you know, once that car gets loose, it is hard to get it back under control until you come to a full and complete stop. To conclude your ride, he does a small donut here, of course, ripping up just a little bit more grass. But, hey, listen, it's just a little grass, nothing serious, no big deal. Bawalda again loses all get out in exactly the same position as now it looks like he is heading down what would be pit road, and perhaps Bawalda trying to take some pit service here as he has entered pit lane. And we are just 5 laps shy of that first stage conclusion, but you know, maybe the bottom line here in the trackbooking.com, number 51 Chevrolet Camaro, of course, underlined and underwritten by Jack Dow Motorsports. Maybe Bawalda just wants to come down and get some fresh tires because, I got to be honest with you folks, there's 3 sets of tires to change, a total of 4. So with 62 laps, you might as well come in every 15 laps or so and keep it fresh. Realistically, that can play into Bawalda's hands as, quite frankly, he might as well try to stay out then toward the end of this stage and maybe get a restart at the beginning of it, at the beginning of stage number 2. But right now, your race leader, R.P. Allen. I'm Dave Regal here on the Independence Racing Network watching Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series live in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, bringing you all of the action from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Of course, you can tell that tonight is not the traditional Brickyard, but it is the Brickyard Road Course here in Indianapolis. And, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one of those interesting places for more reasons than one, that's for darn sure. A lot of these racetracks that we go to every week, it may be the Atlanta Motor Speedway, but it's just outside of Atlanta, or Texas Motor Speedway. Of course, they aren't going to call it Arlington Motor Speedway or anything like that. But, let's just say Pocono. Well, there's no city of Pocono. It's in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. And really, it's almost Blakesley. Or Dover is just outside of Dover. Things like that. But Indianapolis Motor Speedway is within the Indianapolis zip code, so kind of an extra thing to hang your hat on if you are IMS. 16 laps in, working our way toward lap number 20, and these drivers have done one heck of a job keeping it real tonight, as right now trying to keep an eye on Corey Burkett as he is going to be letting the 3 car of Bennett Allen by. Of course, Corey Burkett down a couple of laps here in the first stage of this race, and Corey's been having a tough time of it tonight trying to keep things pointed in the right direction around this piece. But, that's something that can happen to any driver, anywhere, at any time. I don't care who you are. When you change so drastically the type of racetrack that you're on, this is, yes, it's kind of the oval, but yes, it's kind of a road course. But it's not like Daytona's road course where you still go onto that big high bank. I mean, overall, IMS is kind of flat, so as it is. But oddly enough, so while I'm looking here, looks like the closest battle we have right now on the racetrack is between Mike Wright and Bennett Allen. As Bennett Allen now less than, now just less than 2 seconds behind Mike Wright as he's starting to close in quietly here. You can see that battle on your screen. "17 laps in here, working our way toward lap number 20 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And right now, your race leader, R.P. Allen, in the number 3 Prime Toyota Supra, has a 7.72 second lead over Mike Wright, your points leader. And right now, RP does not look like he will be giving up this position anytime soon, as we are in the closing couple of laps here in stage number 1. And so far, so good as far as keeping it clean. Just an average number of incidents that we would normally see on a racetrack, especially, you got to remember, these are a bunch of guys sitting in gym shorts or sweatpants in their homes. These are not professional drivers in the real world. But I'll tell you what, a lot of these drivers in the MNN Xfinity Series are incredible to watch. They're incredibly clean. They're incredibly safe. And, it keeps the competition exciting. It's great when you can get to the end of a road course and there's only a couple of cars missing that front clip, or maybe a couple of cars in the Cup Series at least with a rear diffuser problem, or maybe you had a squirrel stuck in your grill tape. I don't know, but these things, they happen, and quite frankly, it's not the end of the world. And the fine folks in the MNN division here, they're good drivers, week in and week out. Corey Burkett making the run down the front stretch. And we can see in just a moment here where it sounds like he was trying to get that car woed down, and like everybody else on older tires, basically just, got it wrong. And it's not the end of the world. Believe me, folks, not the end of the world at all. Looks like Bob Nestor has gotten himself sideways again. We'll take a look. So many of these drivers tonight, and it's a shame to see, when you come in with something exciting going on, and, especially when you're running third in the points, and, the car just won't turn. And, that damage that Bob took earlier, my God, he couldn't even get the car woed down to make the first turn here. So, I guess maybe somebody should let Bob know where the track was, because definitely did not make turn number 1 there after the straightaway. Got to be honest though, even after several laps, I'd still be the one to do that sideways. But here we are on lap number 20. Now RP Allen out here on the final lap of stage number 1 at IMS. Right now, the way they run, RP Allen, Bennett Allen, Mike Wright, Eugenio Alonso, Carlos Ramos, Bobby Blazer, Clayton Davis, Dylan Eckhart, Brandon Minto, and Doug Argabright round out your top 10. And these drivers, I'll tell you what, here in the Great Clips Toyota Supra, looks like Doug Argabright working as fast as he can to get back up here to the start-finish line. And quite frankly, definitely starting to get a little hairy, if you will, as it looks like Bob Nestor may have... Nope, never mind. Looks like yet again Corey Burkett manages to get it sideways here, as we are still waiting for the 10th place car, Doug Argabright, to cross the start-finish line here to complete stage number 1. And still waiting for Corey Burkett to finish out this first stage. This is one of the toughest things about road racing, as we're finally going to see him get ready to come off of the final turn. And the yellow flag flies, and that will freeze the field. So your Stage 1 winner is going to be R.P. Allen, followed by Bennett Allen, Mike Wright, Eugenio Alonso, and Carlos Ramos rounding out the top 5. Your top 10 consists of the rest here: Bobby Blazer, Clayton Davis, Dylan Ackart, Brandon Minto, and Doug Argabright. All 10 of those drivers going to be receiving bonus points. Of course, 10 bonus points are going to go to R.P. Allen. And speaking of R.P. Allen, we are going to try to get a hold of him. And let me see if I can find RP here in the chat. And RP
that was a
Allen,
good stage win.
RP Allen, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, Stage 1, you get yourself the old stage win there. So how are you feeling after these first 20 laps?
Well, these tires really fall off. I really wasn't expecting them to fall off this much, but you're really fighting the car late in the run, so I'm glad I kept it on the track.
Well, here's the thing. With 4 total sets of tires and 62 laps to run, I mean, I saw a lot of drivers coming in on lap 15. I mean, quite frankly, that's not the end of the world, is it?
No, I don't think so, because they're going to be able to pass me and at the beginning of the stage, and so I'm going to have to run through them at the beginning of the stage. So I think they might have made the right decision.
Well, I guess we'll all have to kind of buckle in and wait. I mean, listen, you've already lapped 5 different cars. Brad Gunn, your lucky dog this time around, but it might take you most of Stage 2 to get all the way back around to Chris Claude. But I'll tell you what, man, you've got this car dialed in. What do you think are you thinking this is more of a setup issue, where the setup is really great, or is it just driver talent?
I don't know about that, but I'm feeling good in this car. I love this track, one of my favorite tracks. So I'm just out here having fun.
Hey, man, listen, I totally get it. Well, listen, enjoy stage number 2. Get in there and get 4 Mr. Feelgoods, a tank of Go Fast, and we'll see you on the other side.
All right.
That was your Stage 1 winner, Mr. R.P. Allen, and the 03 manages to stay on top of everything here. R.P., just to confirm, you are EE Motorsports, yes?
Yes, sir, for this race.
Just didn't want to drop you into the wrong Discord there, brother, so have a good night. And, R.P. Allen, one of those drivers who, he's come along here out of nowhere and just lit the world on fire. So while we get settled in here for stage number 2, we are going to step aside, pay some bills as, basically coming into pit here. These pit cycles could take a while, especially under the yellow flag conditions. So sit back, enjoy, and get yourself something to drink as we get ready for stage number 2.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, the rocket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air. And welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway as Stage 1 in the MNN Xfinity Series race tonight has concluded. R.P. Allen, your Stage 1 winner. As we get reset here, it looks like R.P. Allen and Eugenio Alonso are going to be on row 1. Carlos Ramos and Brandon Minto, row 2. Then Clayton Davis and Bennett Allen in 3. Dylan Ackart and Bobby Blazer are going to make up row 4. Doug Argabright and Zachary Vaughn in the number 91 Chevrolet Camaro going to round out row 5 and finish out the top 10. Mike Wright, your points leader, way back here in 11th. I think this is just about the deepest I have seen him all season long. Chris Claude, the SNN Cup Commissioner, restarting in 12th. 13th is Aaron Mack, and 14th is Brad Gunn, as Brad is getting himself all set up here and back in line. We will be waiting to see that iRacing.com pace car drop off down to pit road. And we're going to see him bring them through that last turn there. The iRacing.com pace car dives down pit road. These drivers all ready to rock and roll as they come down the front stretch. We are back green flag racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. R.P. Allen brings the field down the front stretch and gets himself set up as he and Eugenio Alonso are going to be going into turn 1 here. pretty hot and heavy, and we can see him just barely touching that, as it looks like the 97 of Carlos Ramos and Clayton Davis and the number 44 almost trading paint here, getting through the first series of S's, and now it looks like, oh! And it looks like the 44 just dumped the 97, as the 97 going to have to sit still, and everybody holds their collective breath. Okay. Looks like Corey Burkett wanted to add to his incident total this evening. We'll take a look back and see exactly what might have happened here, because my goodness, that was, well, that was, let's just call it interesting, shall we? Now we see here Carlos Ramos in that pink 97 working the outside here. And it looks like the 44, the two of them are starting to trade paint. The 44 just takes a run at that left rear and just dumps the 97. The 97, thank goodness he held still, as all of these cars just kind of split him. And of course, somehow Corey Burkett didn't get the memo and manages to add to that incident total there at the very end. R.P. Allen leading Eugenio Alonso, and, you know, right now, to be completely honest, the closest race we have out here is between Dylan Eckhardt and Bobby Blazer, as, whoa! Looks like Argabright just decided to arc a brake right into Aaron Mack, as Aaron Mack goes off track, and he'll keep it moving, though, as we will not have a caution, of course, for that whatsoever, as Aaron Mack has gotten his wheels back underneath him, being chased down by Brad Gunn and Chris Claude. We can see these drivers, you know, maybe things starting to get a little testy here, as even Chris Claude moving back up through the field, as he was up 3 spots earlier, dropped back to the last car in the lead lap, and is now up to 12th position right now. "27 laps now, working our way toward lap number 40. Taking a look now at Clayton Davis, who just a few moments ago had dumped the 97 of Carlos Ramos. Ramos way back to 13th now, just ahead of the brother of our race leader. This is kind of interesting. R.P. Allen, your race leader, Bennett Allen, hanging on as the last car on the lead lap. So definitely something that he wasn't expecting tonight. Looks like Chad Sanner has put it on the hauler early with just 2 laps in this evening. So he'll get credit for the start, but beyond that, not much else. Taking a look at Brandon Minto. Brandon Minto, you know, in our season standings, doing a fairly decent job holding it together. Still has not managed to crack into that playoff picture. But we'll talk a little bit about the playoff picture here. Mike Wright, Bobby Blazer, Robert Nestor, John Bawalda, and Chris Claude making up the top 5 of your points leaders on the 2022 season here. Then followed by Aaron Mack, Bradley Gunn, Jeff Carson, Zachary Vaughn, and Zach Osborne. Now, we won't be seeing Aaron Mack tonight. Oh, yes, we are. He's running in 10th. I don't know how I even missed that. Anyway, the only driver in the top 10 that was not out tonight, aside from Zach Osborne, is Jeff Carson. Jeff Carson usually driving the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra. And unfortunately, Jeff had a had lost his father last week before the MNN race, so he's going to be taking a little hiatus right now. And you know what? Nobody could ever blame him for that. I mean, it takes a little bit of time to heal, and when he's ready to jump back in the cockpit, I know that we will be ready to have him back here on track. So, Jeff, if you are watching, and I sure hope that you are, just know that we are still thinking about you and praying for you. By the way, folks, if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribing and turning on those bell notifications. And also make sure that you're giving us a shout in the live chat and let us know who you're pulling for. Like Tornado Man 24 Gaming pulling for the 03, the 3, the 90, the 97, the 31, and the 66. So let's see. That's going to be the 03 of RP Allen, the 3 of Bennett Allen, the 90 of Bobby Blazer, the 31 of Aaron Mack, and the 66 of Dylan Ackart. So Tornado Man definitely trying to hedge his bets on getting as many favorites as he can, he or she. Of course, it says Tornado Man, so I'm going to assume he is a he. And JC says, go Bennett Allen. So Bennett Allen, so far your fan favorite. And taking a look here at Zachary Vaughn on the number 91 Chevrolet Camaros. He's getting ready to work the rear of the 66 of Dylan Ackart. Don't look now, though. Doug Argabright always lurking in the rear view, it seems. And Argabright has worked himself up to 9th. He had restarted in 10th. So glad to see him getting himself worked back up there. But, folks, like I said, really hoping that you can turn on those bell notifications over on YouTube. Let us be easier to find for everyone else. If you like hanging out with me tonight, of course, Monday nights are a little tough. I'm working here alone. I don't have anybody to banter with. So, sometimes it's a lot on me. Wow, the 66 really took that curb like it owed him some money and definitely upset that car. Things are a little unstable right now for the 66. Right now, things starting to even out across the field as really the closest battle that we have right now is Dylan Ackart and Zachary Vaughn, or Brandon Minto and Dylan Ackart. Really, it's, the 6, 7, 8 kind of brigade here, as they are just separated by a total of 1.15 seconds. So, obviously, things have heated up as Doug Argabright, even so, just a half second behind Aaron Mack in the number 31. And, got to be honest with you, folks, this is the stage in a race where you start to get a little bit nervous. I mean, here we are on lap number 31, so 10 laps to the end of stage number 2. You don't want to drive the wheels off of it. Bob Nestor had said earlier that he's not even going to start really pushing hard until lap number 20. Of course, Bob having a little bit of a difficulty, as it were. So, obviously, he doesn't really have to worry about pushing it now, as looks like he is out there trying to get his laps in, but looking like he's about 6 laps down. And it looks like Chris Claude may have gotten something wrong back here. We'll take a look. The 36 of Brad Gum with some smoke coming out of him, but nothing crazy. And there he is, going round and round he goes, and stops just before getting onto that preen-cared lawn four. Taking a look here at Brandon Minto. Timing and scoring says that something went wrong. We're going to take a look back. And it looks like Minto just locked them up getting down into the turn. So nothing completely sideways or nothing completely out of the ordinary. John Bawalda kissing the wall and then getting himself all kinds of sideways, manages to keep the car underneath him. Bawalda running right now in 15th position, down one spot from where he began this race, as looks like he is now down a full lap. So R.P. Allen still picking him off here on lap number 33 of 62 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Some amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air. Welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the Independence Racing Network. I'm Dave Regal, and that is RP Allen in the 03 Prime Toyota Supra. RP has been out here leading most of this race as he qualified on the pole, and he is still running in P1. But right now, your surprise driver of the evening, your biggest mover, Clayton Davis, in the number 44 Blue Moon Ford Mustang, is now up 15 positions running in third. So he has clawed his way up there to the podium and looking to hold on tight. Mike Wright, your points leader, running in fourth position right now with Bobby Blazer in fifth. Dylan Ackart in the number 66 Premier Racing Setups.com Chevrolet Camaro running in sixth position. So the 66 is running in sixth in case there weren't enough sixes there. Brandon Minto in the number 12 machine running in seventh. Carlos Ramos in his traditional pink and black number 97 Toyota Supra with Bennett Allen, the brother of RP Allen. RP Allen now down pit road as Aaron Mack going to round out your top 10. Let's see what's going on with RP Allen, as it looks like he is coming down for his regular pit service, as maybe he wants to get in here before the end of the stage. Of course, the stage going to be ending at the conclusion of lap number 40, so we'll sit back and see what's going on with RP. RP Allen looking like he is getting 4 Mr. Feelgoods and some fuel. Maybe some kind of damage repaired as RP has not moved. And his pit stop now taking, wow, my goodness, quite a long time. Maybe he just needed a quick break as Carlos Ramos in the number 97 Toyota Supra comes down for his pit service. So maybe these top few drivers here all deciding to come down at once is going to start a chain reaction as we are just about there we are, lap 38 as Eugenio Alonso crosses the start-finish line. Eugenio Alonso, now your race leader in the number 86 Chevrolet Camaro. In reference to JC's question in our live chat on youtube.com, JC wanting to know what happened to Bennett Allen. Bennett Allen now running in 5th position, has clawed his way up into the top 5 as he is patiently waiting for this pit cycle to conclude, as it looks like he is going to try to increase his positions here as he is now chasing down Dylan Eckhardt, of course, with just two more laps to go here in stage number 2. Maybe Bennett Allen trying to get those 5 bonus points. Of course, the way bonus points work at the end of the series, at the end of the stage, first position, whoever wins the stage is going to get 10 bonus points. 9 points go to second place. Third place is 8, 7, 6, 5, all the way down to 1 bonus point for whoever finishes in 10th. And right now, Eugenio Alonso looking like he has this green and white checkered flag all sewed up, if you will, as he still has about 1.5 laps to conclude stage number 1. Folks, if you're just joining us, I'm Dave Regal here with the Independence Racing Network. You are watching Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, brought to you from here in the Conshohocken, Pennsylvania studios of the Independence Racing Network. Eugenio Alonso crossing for lap number 40, so we will be waiting with bated breath, if you will, for Bobby Blazer to come across the line this time. But looks like Doug Argabright maybe does not have enough for Blazer here at the end of stage number 2, as quite frankly, I've seen Bobby Blazer turn this one Ford Mustang into a 4-wide menace, and people just can't get around him. So as we're moving deeper and deeper into this race, I think we're going to start seeing the usual suspects form up and get their act together. Clayton Davis running in 2nd position right now, up 16 spots from where he had qualified. Eugenio Alonso is your race leader as he is coming around to maybe put Carlos Ramos down one more lap as they come off into the backstretch and get ready to go through the S's toward the front. And the caution flag has flown, and that will end the stage. Eugenio Alonso, your Stage 1 winner here in the number 86 Chevrolet Camaro, followed by Clayton Davis, Mike Wright, Dylan Ackart, Bennett Allen, Brandon Minto, Aaron Mack, R.P. Allen, Zachary Vaughn, and Bobby Blazer to round out your top 10. So with the second caution underway, we are going to try to get a hold of Mr. Eugenio Alonso and see if he is available.
Thank you. I'm surprised with this.
Dave Regal up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hey, listen, congratulations on that Stage 1 win, Eugenio.
Hey, thank you. I surprised with the result.
Well, I mean, you know, here's the thing. Once those pit cycles kind of started there with, you know, Carlos coming down earlier and R.P. Allen coming down, that just kind of naturally shuffled you up there to get the stage win and get 10 bonus points, man.
Yeah, yes, I'm very happy with this.
Hey, I would
don't
be
know,
too.
I don't know what happened with the leader. He's too fast, him.
Yeah, R.P. Allen is definitely on another planet with that car tonight, but he had come down a few laps earlier, right before the end of the stage, and he came down pit road, you know, early. So, you know, I guess for him, maybe he thought it made more sense to come in early, but and leave you out there for the bonus points.
Yeah, yes, I think that, but I don't know what he tried to do.
Trust me, I absolutely get it. Well, listen, brother, I don't want to hold you up anymore, but congratulations on the Stage 2 win, and we will see you when that black and white checkered flag waves in just a little bit more than 20 laps.
I hope that. I tried to finish.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you, and tell Mr. Bawalda once you get back into your Discord, I said hello, and good luck tonight. Wholesale pit stop's going to be beginning here as we're going to see all of these drivers come on down pit road. Eugenio Alonso, Clayton Davis, Mike Wright, Dylan Ackart, Bennett Allen, Brandon Minto, Aaron Mack, and Zachary Vaughn all in for pit service. That brings along Doug Argerbright, Brad Gunn, I would assume Chris Claude, there he is, and Carlos Ramos. right now going to be trying to get a hold of Mr. Chris Claude. Right now trying to get a hold of Chris Claude. Chris Claude, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Dave.
Hey, man, listen, running a good race tonight. I mean, right now in 13th on the lead lap. How's that car feeling tonight? Snug, tight, loose? What do you got?
It's neutral, and anytime I can be on the lead lap at a road course is a win for me. So I made a couple of mistakes, hopefully that weren't caught on the broadcast, that made me work a little bit harder in the second stage. But at any rate, had a nice gesture from RP in the first stage that let me by right before it ended, so I wouldn't have to go a lap down. So that was nice. Wanted to shout that out. And enjoying the track a lot more than I did earlier in the week. That's for sure. It's starting to grow on me a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes that seems just the way of the world on road courses. Ooh, look out for the 91. My goodness. Sometimes that's the way it seems with a road course. We all dread it. We get there, and the next thing you know, it's, oh, we're done. Gee, I was just getting used to it. It's kind of like, Chris, listen.
Stay out of the grass.
I know that your sponsor is Preen Lawn Care, but let's not give them any extra business. Quite frankly, the Preen Lawn Care driver of the night is Corey Burkett, keeping the Preen Lawn Care people in business over there, as he actually prompted a commercial break earlier because he was spending so much time in the grass.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, anything that we can do to try to have more focus on them, I'm all for it. I love the product, and I'm glad they're on board, and appreciate all the sponsors, and of course appreciate you for doing this every single Monday night. It really adds, and I know the guys appreciate it and they enjoy it, as well as the fans.
Hey, Chris, absolutely enjoy it, but the pride of Fairview, Tennessee, we're going to cut you loose and get you back into your Discord channel. And listen, good luck here in stage number 3, as you're going to have you're going to have 18 laps to go when we go green, so good luck.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
That was Chris Claude, the commissioner of the Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series, and, he is always working tirelessly to make sure that everything spins right. I'd say chief cook and bottle washer, but he has also assembled quite a team of leaders, of course, including John Bawalda, driver of the number 51 machine. We can check in on him right now, but he is sitting down on pit road. Not really sure what's going on with him, as he's not being scored at the moment. So RP Allen behind the iRacing.com Porsche safety car. The lights are out on the safety car, so with 18 laps to go, we'll be looking at stage number 3. Little drone cam action here as we're waiting for the iRacing.com pace car to dive down pit road, as we are technically going backwards on what would be the traditional racetrack here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So kind of nice to see the drone cam in action tonight, floating high above all of these cars as they're getting ready for stage number 3. And the Independence Racing Network drone cam brought to you by Northeastern Fire and Air, as we do see the iRacing.com pace car taking off to go down pit road. We'll see RP Allen bring the field down one more time for another green flag. So settle in for these next 18 laps. We are nearly there, as stage 3 is about to be underway, as the green flag is ready to wave at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. R.P. Allen jumping out now to a pretty healthy lead with just a half second between himself and Bobby Blazer. Now remember, R.P. Allen and Bobby Blazer each came in on lap 37 and 38 respectively, while everybody else was on lap 32. So they're going to have slightly older tires, and we're starting to see these tires fall off at about lap 15. So plenty of time left, and a lot of these drivers, maybe considering staying out now since this is just 18 laps to go. So once those tires start to fall off at lap 18, not a whole lot of time left to worry about things. And I'll tell you what, all things considered, these drivers doing a heck of a job tonight as we're taking a look here at, once again, Carlos Ramos and Clayton Davis. These two drivers have been duking it out all night long, and I got to be honest with you, they are among the two best drivers when it comes to competition tonight, as now we see the 44 desperately trying to get onto the 97's rear bumper and not let go, but unfortunately no dice just yet, as we are now 18 to go, headed for 17 to go. We take a look at Bennett Allen in the 3 car chasing down the 44 and the 97 of Carlos Ramos and Clayton Davis. And don't look now, but it looks like Clayton Davis has now had his lead evaporated to just about half a second. Dylan Ackart in the number 66 Premier Racing Setup Shop.com Chevrolet Camaro, making sure that he keeps that nose clean on the car with 17 to go. He's not really trying to bring it home wrecked. He's just trying to bring it home in somewhat of a piece. Eugenio Alonso under attack from Clayton Davis in the 44 Blue Moon Ford Mustang, as Eugenio definitely feeling the pressure from Blue Moon. Slice an orange and put it right there in his glass, because things are starting to get a little tense now as we are at 15 to go here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. R.P. Allen, your race leader, followed by Bobby Blazer in the number 90 Ford Mustang. Mike Wright here in his Ford. And, one of the things that we see so often is the grouping of these drivers. And, we'll take a look here. Basically, this is kind of a nice look here on the left side of your screen. Nice and mixed here, Toyota from the top, Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Ford. So everything kind of equal. And then all of a sudden you get a string of Chevrolets here in Dylan Ackart, Brandon Minto, and Zachary Vaughn. Then 5 Toyotas from 10th through 14th. And that's literally everybody who's on the lead lap. So things definitely, starting to show themselves as far as, what does it look like and which cars are handling better on the road courses. And obviously, it's more so nothing to do with manufacturers. In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have: breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today, and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Some amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 11 laps to go here in the MNN Xfinity Series race. On the road course, R.P. Allen, your race leader, with a 2.93 second lead now, 2.8 second lead over Mike Wright. Mike Wright, your points leader, now starting to turn on the heat a little as he gets loose coming out of the turn off the front stretch. Keeps it together. Bennett Allen running in third. Eugenio Alonso in the number 86 Chevrolet running in fourth. But that may be changing soon, as it looks like he has a rear view mirror full of Bobby Blazer, as Bobby Blazer is starting to look angry back there, trying to get around him. Brendan Minto now passing Doug Argabright for the all-exciting 11th position, as he is now going to put Brad Gunn in the crosshairs and chase him down like somebody owes him lunch money. And Doug Argabright getting way over into the grass, manages to keep it together, nearly comes up into the 91 of Zachary Vaughn. Vaughn now blinking, maybe a connection issue, as with now 10 laps to go, definitely something you don't want happening after you have run 52 now laps out of 62. Of course, your stage one winner was R.P. Allen. Stage 2 was won by Eugenio, and I'll tell you what, Eugenio Alonso, one of those drivers where it just seems like week in and week out he is contending, no matter where we are, no matter what track we're at. It just seems like Eugenio Alonso, someone always here, contending. And he's not an also ran. He is a while they're running. He's definitely got the talent. And whoa, the 44 takes that curb so high. You know what, folks? I just want to look at that, because that just looked really violent, and we're going to take a closer look maybe. There we are. As we can see the 44 just bouncing off of that, and it just sends him rocketing onto the other curb across there. So I'll tell you what, Clayton Davis, one lucky guy. If he was sitting in an actual car, I'll tell you what, that probably would have been a kidney buster right there, if I do say so myself. So far, your big mover of the night is Clayton Davis in the number 44 Blue Moon Ford Mustang. As we were just talking about him a moment ago, taking that curb as hard as he did. We're going to watch him one more time here, and maybe we'll see him take that curb yet again as we're going to get the drone here in front of the 44. We see him come into turn one. Definitely did not take that near as violently, as he still wants to stay away from those rumble strips, even if he's using those for that momentum to carry him through the turn. So drivers trying to find any means necessary right now for any kind of speed to try to catch RP Allen. And RP up here killing it as far as domination is concerned. You know, quite frankly, when you he gave up his lead in stage number 2 just so he could get you know, some fresh Mr. Feelgood, so on and so forth. So folks, if you are just tuning in on youtube.com, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you can be reminded every Monday night when we go live, as the Independence Racing Network is the exclusive broadcast provider for Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. Of course, Commissioner Bob Nestor had himself kind of a rough night as he's been trying to get that car repaired. Right now, looks like a modified car that doesn't want to turn, and that car definitely tightened up now as, you know, through certain lifestyle changes, he's just doing something a little different. Taking a quick look here at Aaron Mack as he was coming down onto the front stretch. We'll see exactly what happened, but timing and scoring said that he had crashed, so we'll take a look and see exactly what went on. Looks like he just simply got all kinds of turnaround and brought it full circle, if you will. So definitely not the end of the evening that Aaron Mack was looking forward to, but you know, quite frankly, there is plenty more race to go, as we are now at 6 laps to go here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm Dave Regal here at the microphone. Glad to have you in with us tonight. Looks like Corey Burkett yet one more time. You know, at this point, I'm kind of curious what's going on with his incident points, as my God, it just seems like this is incident after incident where, you know, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of drivers, myself included, that don't like being on road courses or don't remember how to drive them. Bob Nestor one more time here, looking like he couldn't get it all the way on track as he locks it up. You can almost see here as he comes around, these wheels just totally towed. In fact, let's see if we can get a better picture there as these wheels on the number 29 just completely wrecked. As we can see it, the way that they are just bent in there. You know, right now, Bob Nestor fighting a car that just probably does not want to turn. So, you know, kudos to him for making it happen the best way that he knows how, and that's with pure muscle and skill. But unfortunately for him, it just seems like the car does not want to turn. Your biggest mover tonight, still Clayton Davis in the number 44 Blue Moon, Blue Oval Ford Mustang. And we did see just now that Aaron Mack had passed Brandon Minto. Brandon Minto had passed Brad Gunn for P10. So obviously things starting to heat up now. And we'll take a look just for so, because there's been a lot going on tonight that, you know, sometimes it feels like we're going to miss something. And we can see Minto here in the 12 car running down and just getting on the inside of Gunn in the 36. And now, whoa, they nearly touch, and it's just pandemonium in the ring.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
2 laps to go here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course in the MNN Xfinity Series on the Independence Racing Network. Your race leader, Bennett Allen, with an almost 9-second lead, or I'm sorry, RP Allen with an almost 9-second lead over Bennett Allen. So the 03 in P1, the 3 in P2, and Mike Wright, your points leader, in P3. As we are 2 laps to go now, RP Allen all but sealing away this victory tonight. But Bobby Blazer still not satisfied with where he is, as he is chasing down Dylan Ackart now. This is your battle for 6th position. Popsicle sticks in the air, the white flag waves, and RP Allen is now headed down on the last lap of this piece here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You know, RP Allen all season long has been trying to put something together. RP Allen all season long has been trying to put something together, and, you know, you got to keep in mind, so far he's only ran 6 races. This is his, or I'm sorry, 5 races. This is his 6th race that he has run tonight. And, you know, no wins yet, just 1 top 10 coming into the evening. And, you know, RP Allen has put the work in as far as getting things tuned just right with these setups. And, you know, got to figure that this is definitely going to put him in the direction of the playoffs as he comes through just one more time here. About 2/10 of a lap left, just about at the end, followed closely by 10 seconds by his brother Bennett Allen. Clayton Davis up 15 positions from where he had begun here in 3rd position. So right now, the way that your podium is set, it's going to be as RP Allen comes around. We see that checkered flag waving in the air. RP Allen brings home the checkered flag at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, followed by Bennett Allen as Bennett Allen comes out of NASCAR Turn 1, crosses the start-finish line. He secures P2, and now Clayton Davis gets ready to secure P3. And folks, I got to be honest with you, as we're about to see Mike Wright cross the start-finish line, this is going to be probably the first race all season that I really haven't talked to Mike Wright at the end. This is his first non-podium finish that I can remember. And, you know, as we take a look back here, Mike Wright has ran 19, now 20 races. Out of all of those races, he has had 19 top 10s and 16 top 5s. So 16 times, give or take, I've probably interviewed him on the podium. So as we wait for RP Allen to bring it around, we will step aside and pay one more bill here that we do owe for here with our good friends over at Butt Kicker.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today, and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air. And welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where RP Allen has brought home the checkered flag. And, you know, for his first win of the season, and we are going to get a chance to talk with our race winner, RP Allen. Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations on the first win this evening. I mean, man, you ran a great race. It's been exciting to watch all night long, and you've absolutely killed it. How was that car tonight underneath you?
It was perfect. I figured out a little bit with the old tires to try to keep it on lower revs, and it just helped me out. I wasn't stepping out the back as much, and it was awesome. And I want to thank a lot of people. I want to thank Austin Story. He's been one of my buddies for a long time, so shout out to him. I want to say shout out to Robert Blazier. Robert Blazier has been one of my mentors in here, so what a great guy. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for Esports for letting me run with him today. And yeah, it was a fun night.
Yeah, definitely a fun night. I mean, listen, you dominated most of this race. I mean, really, you only gave up stage 2 to Eugenio Alonso, basically just to get yourself, some fresh tires and fuel. And obviously that paid off there, as now here at stage 3, you sit in the winner's circle, and Eugenio Alonso looking from the outside in there at the podium. So, I mean, listen, You've run what? This is your 6th race of the season. You've only had one top 10 coming into today's race, and now you bring home the win. That'll increase your stats a little bit. And I mean, you ran a clean race. What was your final incident count? Do you know?
I had 0x, baby. I kept it on the track. That was my whole plan for the beginning, and I'm glad I put a good race together.
Absolutely. I mean, so many drivers use that mentality. Hey, listen, keep it between the lines, keep it clean. And at the end, you'll be there for something. And here it turns out that you'll be there for victory lane. So congratulations, man. And anybody else that you'd like to tip your helmet to before we cut you loose?
Yeah, I usually run with Imperial Motorsports on Sundays, so thanks for them for letting me run with them. Propel and Money House, those guys have been great to me, just let me hang out with them all the time. And then I have a few sponsors. I got Adrenaline Spike Designs. I got the Subgrade Premier Setup Shop, and those guys have been good to me. So, yeah, what a great night.
All right, man. Well, listen, you go ahead and you enjoy this this victory tonight here in the 03 Toyota Supra. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, R.P. Allen, with his first victory of the season. R.P., go ahead and celebrate. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And that was your race winner, R.P. Allen. We are going to get him back down to the broadcast waiting room and bring up P2, Mr. Bennett Allen. Definitely relation to R.P. and Bennett Allen, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir, I do.
Man, every time you guys get close to one another on the racetrack, suddenly I turn suddenly confused, and I can't tell the difference between RP and Bennett because, 03, 3, it's a whole thing. And I've been drinking, so it keeps it interesting. So, listen, man, you had the 3 car all kinds of wound up tonight. What do you want to give credit to how you got around IMS here?
Well, first, huge thanks to JCTV. They're on the car today. It was officials partnering with them, and Josh Coppernole's been a really great friend of mine for the last couple of years, and him put his name out here, put on my car is just it's kind of cool. But yeah, I just we got the VRS set, and I didn't think it was that good from running official races all week, and so I just kind of was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. And me and Preston put it 1-2, I think, or like 1-4 or something in practice. And we just kind of saw how much speed was in the car. And just throughout the whole race, I was struggling with rear grip, definitely at the end of the run, because, certain P8 on that last restart was I had a lot ahead of me. So overall, it was a lot of fun. I just can't thank everyone at Money House and, EE Sports as well. Those guys are awesome. And I'm just really proud of everybody that, spends time and effort helping us and helping us learn and stuff.
Absolutely. Now, which one of you is older, RP or you?
Yeah, RP is. He's actually in the Air Force and stuff. So.
Oh,
yeah,
wow, that's great. Well, I guess I should have thanked him for his service. But, here's the thing. When I get to see guys like you, duking it out, it was just such a respectful race. I mean, you were able to keep it between the lines. I mean, several drivers tonight I know have to be really frustrated with their incidents per lap, which of course is the metric that MNN Xfinity uses for safety and penalty. And however, you here on the other hand, you managed to keep it clean all race long. And I mean, having JCTV and, Josh Coppernoll behind you, that definitely helps as you've brought it here. Just a couple of little crinkles, but nothing crazy on the car.
Yeah, I had one off track, which is kind of funny. My dad was complaining for me being too loud all the whole race, and he came in, and I was going through one of the low speed corners and went off track just once. But that was the only off track I had all day, and just to finish 1-2 with my brother is like something that I was dreaming of as a kid, us doing in real life. But iRacing, it's still pretty cool, and the little crinkle is just from him coming to the line after the cool down, just because I love him, and he's a great inspiration to me, and he's just a good guy too. So, yeah, this race was fun. I wasn't expecting myself to be in the top 5 even. I thought I was going to be, top 10 at least, but finish P2 2 weeks in a row is something that is good for me and my team, and something that we'll keep working on until we get that win that we're hoping for. So.
Absolutely, man. Listen, before we cut you loose, anybody that you want to tip your cap to?
Well, yeah, again, JCTV and Josh Coppernoll. I was surprised at him actually saying yes to having a sponsorship for a race or two, and it's really awesome to actually have a sponsorship, and actually raise energy too. It's like kind of like an unofficial, it's like a sponsorship, but they don't give me money for it, but they know that I do this. I just had my first Rage Energy today, and it was really good. So just overall a great day, and just thanks to everyone at Money House, EE Sports, and JCTV.
Absolutely. And looking ahead, we've got Michigan next week, and then it gets kind of hairy as, right now you're kind of in a tough gauntlet of tracks just before the playoffs begin here. I mean, we've got Michigan next week, then Road America, and then Watkins Glen before Daytona. I mean, how are you feeling getting ready to head toward the playoffs?
I feel great. All the tracks coming up, I'm really strong in. Michigan and Richmond are going to be really good tracks for me. The Watkins Glen is going to be another track that I'm going to absolutely, I love that track. All 3 of these tracks, I know, from top to bottom, every single square inch I know them. So we'll just have to get a set dialed up, make sure it fits my driving style, the way I drive at those tracks, and hopefully either, more top 5s or, cross our fingers, knock on wood, we'll get a win. And I really don't have enough points to get myself in by points. So we're kind of, win or out of the playoffs at this point. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, man. Well, listen, you go ahead. You enjoy this podium finish along with your big brother there in P1, and we will see you next week at Michigan. And hey, listen, looking forward, because at this point you are in the must-win situation. So Bennett Allen, congratulations. We're going to cut you loose here, and ladies and gentlemen, looking to get a hold of Mr. Clayton Davis, who finishes P3 this evening. Clayton Davis, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Brother, listen, you had the Blue Moon Ford Mustang cranked to crazy tonight. As you came from shotgun on the field, starting in 18th, drove all the way up here to the 3rd step on the podium. That is incredible, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I mean, listen, are you thinking that this was more of a setup situation, or were you just really comfortable at this track? Because I got to be honest, me personally, I don't get along with road courses. There's a reason that I belong in the broadcast booth rather than out here on the track with you guys. How was that as far as being on the road course?
So I've grown up racing road course, but I don't do it much on iRacing. But I actually only got about 20 minutes of practice before this race started. And the 1110 mods guys, Chad and Brad and Corey and Zachy and all those guys, man, they helped me out with the setup. I raced for them tonight. And like I said, I was running probably 135s, 136s in practice. And well, my car just blew up. That was loud. Running 135s, 136 in practice, and the more laps I got, I just kind of got more comfortable. But it was on, like, the car was on ice skates for about the last 10 laps, and it was definitely a battle. But the setup came through, man. The 1110 mods guys came through with the setup, and it was pretty awesome, man. The car was nice, track was fun. On the edge of my seat the entire time, white knuckling it to keep it underneath me, but pretty pumped on a P3. Like I said, I don't get to run these things very often due to work, so I was able to hop in here with about 20 minutes left and get some practice. So hopefully I can get in here next week and back it up and hopefully not have to drive through the field again.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm right outside of Philadelphia, so for you to go from 18th to 3rd is like rush hour traffic on the Schuylkill Expressway. So, kudos to you, man. And listen, before we cut you loose, anybody that you want to tip your cap to besides your teammates?
I guess my wife and son for letting me race these whenever I can, and just all my buddies and my family that are watching. I appreciate them tuning in and watching that. I had sent out a text before I started telling everyone that I was starting in the back because I was slow and did not expect myself to be up here on the podium. So I appreciate all them watching, and the league as well, putting this on and you broadcasting this, man. It makes it worth racing. It's fun, so I appreciate it.
All right, well, listen, I appreciate you. You keep it interesting here in the broadcast booth. I mean, sometimes a road course can get a little dry, but you guys definitely kept it exciting all night long. So we will see you next week, hopefully, at Michigan. And, then we've got another pair of road courses at Road America and Watkins Glen. So definitely going to be hairy moving forward. But I got some faith in you, especially if you're going to go have yourself a Blue Moon, slice an orange up, and get it in there and relax.
That's what I need. Watkins Glen's my honey hole. I like Watkins Glen, so I don't know about Road America. That could be a different story, but...
Well, regardless, then we will see you next week there at Michigan. So, Clayton Davis, appreciate you very much, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Clayton Davis, your P3 finisher tonight, your final podium finisher. And I'll tell you what, these drivers all night long have been working their tails off. We talk about it at the beginning of almost every broadcast where, these drivers, these are open setups. So these drivers can be working tirelessly as far as, getting these setups just right, getting the chassis to where it's comfortable for them. And, all things considered, tonight it seems like R.P. Allen had everything just where he wanted it to. All those brake levers and things set just right. So we're going to take one more look here at our finishing standings here. R.P. Allen, Bennett Allen, and Clayton Davis on the podium. R.P. Allen, of course, taking home the big IMS trophy here at the Brickyard. Mike Wright, your points leader, finishing 4th. One of the few nights that I don't get a chance to talk to him at the end of the race. Eugenio Alonso finishing 5th. That rounds out the top 5. Dylan Ackert, Bobby Blazer in the number 90 Blue Oval Ford Mustang running 2nd right now in the point standings, finishes 7th. Carlos Ramos, Aaron Mack, and Doug Argabright, who is more like Doug Argabrake this evening, rounding out the top 10. Zachary Vaughn, Brandon Minto, Chris Claude, Brad Gunn, and Bob Nestor finish out the 15 at the top of the pile. Corey Burkett and John Bawalda finishing 16th and 17th, and finishing dead last spot on the field is Chad Sanner in the number 59 Chevrolet, who only went 2 laps before deciding to put it on the hauler. So not sure what happened with Chad, but hopefully it was just more of a technical issue and not something in real life. But you never know. So Chad, hopefully everything's all right. And ladies and gentlemen, we have another one in the books here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. And, these drivers, man, they're good. I mean, they're clean, they're fast, they're competitive, and at the end of the day, they're family, as we saw there between Bennett Allen and R.P. Allen, a pair of brothers. And R.P. Allen, of course, active duty military. So we do want to thank you for your service and tip our cap to you, sir, as we are thankful every day that although that during the day you may be keeping us safe, but in the evening you're keeping us entertained here on the Independence Racing Network. So for everyone here at the Independence Racing Network, I'm Dave Regal in our Conshohocken, Pennsylvania studio saying good night, good luck, and thanks for watching on the Independence Racing Network.